Oh, we're rolling.
Rolling.
All right. Is there anything you want to say before we begin?
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Though my balls are swollen, keep them doggies rolling, rawhide. Yeehaw! Okay, here we go. The Penn and Mikey Show.
He's about to get crazy and wild. Stay for a while. Don't touch your radio dial.
Penn and Mikey Show.
Kicking it back, sports talk. Listen to that and stay tuned for some giggles and laughs. Go.
The people and places depicted in the Planet Mikey podcast are purely fictional. Any similarities to actual people, places, or things, living or dead, is purely coincidental. No animals were harmed in any way during the production of this podcast. Well, okay, we did play Red Rocket with one of the puppies.
Welcome to the Planet Mikey Show.
I would just like to call out that announcer there. Whoever said all that shit we just played, it was all a lie, okay? We're not fictional people, all right?
Many animals were hurt.
All the animals were hurt, as is fair.
He was paid well for
They
that.
were delicious.
God. And, you know, it started when we first had Richard Gere on the show, and he heard all those gerbils. It was personal for them.
I always thought it was just a ping pong ball they could shoot out of there, but
try this golf.
gerbils too.
Try this golf ball right here. See if you can put it on the green. Welcome to the Planet Mikey podcast. Just to prove that it's me, I have my ID card. You can't get in this building, this studio, this palatial studio.
That's right.
That belongs to Bill Smith, but it really belongs to the community of Sudbury. And this is the #1 podcast ever to be recorded in Sudbury, in the history of Sudbury. And I know this to be true.
Look at that.
It's on record down at the town council building, town hall thing. This is kind of a great reunion for us because we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks. Bill Smith.
Yeah, thank you.
The Smitty Man, as I like to call him. Ben Kitchen, the Cock Man. Now, if you were on a crew, you'd be called the
Coxswain.
Yes,
That's it.
which is short for kitchen in French. Now, a couple things. First of all, I listened to Ben on the radio on the weekend.
Oh, Ben's radio show, yeah.
He threatened to talk about soccer, and I was like, this is just about to turn the dial.
I gotcha.
And he went back to the Celtics talk.
I gotcha.
It's you and Tommy Tucker. What's his name?
Tucker Silva.
Tucker Silva. Is he
Tommy
Portuguese?
No, I don't think so.
When you see him,
He's
do you go,
Italian.
hi ho, Silva?
All the time.
Oh, boy.
He doesn't get it.
You guys were talking sports, and I was listening, and I was actually riveted because, when you got to the point, right when both you guys ran out of things to talk about sports,
Yes.
you went to Glen Ordway,
Yeah.
which was great.
Well, it was like, hey, I only planned an hour and a half of a show. I need something to fill for a half an hour.
Yes.
Which is just say, hey, if I say 13 words in a half an hour,
Yeah.
Glenn will just go.
Well, that's the thing about Glenn. He's down there in Arizona, retired. He puts his feet up and sits in the chaise lounge.
Yep.
He can't see his feet, of course, when he's in the chaise lounge, but he's, taking in the sun of Arizona. But he's so still, concise, and glib and knowledgeable about the topics you were asking him about. It was a wonderful segment. I listened to the whole goddamn thing.
He's still good.
Yeah, he's great. He's really great. I think he's the best ever sports talk radio host in the history of sports talk radio hosts.
He's just very genuine.
Yeah.
All the time.
And he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's not a show. That's who he is.
And he doesn't waste words to get to his point. And he's a professional.
Yeah, he's really good.
I think that if we should have him back on the show next time he's in town.
Well, let
He's
me
been
ask
on
you,
before.
Did you buy a pool?
That's
Why I was there.
Yeah, you were
doing the reads.
doing a remote about a hot tub place, was it?
Yeah, it's called the Pool Source.
The Pool Source. Yeah.
40 Freeway Drive, Cranston, Rhode Island. Come on down.
There you go.
And I did one of those for EEI one time, a long time ago. I was on Route 146, and I was out there, and about 5 people came and tried out the pools. And each one I said, would you take your top off? And the women said no. But selling a pool on the radio is difficult to do. It's more like a TV thing or a come on down, Anyway,
A couple people
I was
came down.
tempted to go down there. We have our own
you weren't.
sponsors, though, here on this podcast. And can I just say this? Do you have anything we can show the podcast viewing audience that would graphically depict the professional presentation of Pro Automotive? Because I just had a really great deal with them.
With who?
Pro Automotive.
If you've got trouble with your car, truck, or SUV, Pro Automotive is who to see. Pro Automotive.
And I think we have a picture of don't we? Oh, that's awesome. Jason Russo is the owner, and I got to tell you too. This is the experience you have when you go to Pro Automotive. You have something wrong with your car. I don't care what it is. Brakes. You go in there, and the first person that greets you is this lovely woman named Amber. She's very sweet, and alongside her is Morgan Sullivan, who runs the whole office operation. You know, the ins and outs. Yeah. And then they have all these mechanics. They're all certified mechanics, and they're all busy doing stuff in one of the garages they have there. And you drop off and if you don't have a car and they're going to need to keep your car for a while, they give you a courtesy car so you can go out and go bowling.
Not just a courtesy car. I saw the one you were driving. It's like a brand new car.
It's brand new.
Brand new car.
It's a new car. But that's such a convenience, you know, when you don't have to worry about how am I going to get back and forth. Okay, here, take this car, and it's perfect. It's perfect. So then they let you know by texts what they're going to do, what they found, what the issue, how much it's going to cost. Everything's upfront. Very professional. Then when it's done, they say, you're all done. And you come back with a courtesy car, and it goes so well. And they're so fair-minded and price-oriented to save the consumer money. And there's nothing they can't do. As you know, I have 3 pre-owned cars, 2 police cars. And that Yugo. No, I don't have Yugo. But bring my car there. 3 locations of Pro Automotive. There's one in Webster. Actually, there's 2 in Webster. And there's 1 in Dudley. And just go to proautomotivema.com and you'll get all the information you need. They're fabulous. Professionals. When people do their job well, you have to give them credit. Because God knows if they didn't do it well, everybody would be bitching about it. But when they do it well, you got to give them credit that's deserved. Right?
Right.
Commensurate.
Well spoken, Mike.
Now I'm tired. You want to do the rest of the thing, Ben? You did great on the radio the other day. You sounded like you actually knew what you were doing. And Glenn said something that's very true. The flagship station of WEI, which is 93.7, isn't it?
Yes.
I think it still is, yeah.
For God's sake, they should put you guys on the flagship because there's people that listen in Providence, a lot of them, but because it's a relatively large city. But you should be on the whole network.
Well,
I can't disagree.
I mean, I could critique the entire staff of the WEI flagship, and I would be absolutely spot on about every single time slot. Like Christian Arcand, he's doing a great job at night. It's difficult. I did that show for 11 years. It's hard to do. And look at me now. I like Christian Arcand. Anyway, Ben Kitchen, good job by you. When I listened, and I was driving, I had a long Uber ride. And, even
that was a long ride.
Even the people in the car listened.
They didn't understand it.
Okay,
They're probably thrilled to know that I was going to talk soccer.
How do you talk soccer? You can't even watch soccer. There's not even any scoring, right? Oh, did you see that great defensive? No, I didn't.
They talk about it the same way they talk about hockey.
But, with hockey, at least somebody's going to put the puck in the net. Somebody's going to. There's no hockey game's ever been called 0 without somebody putting the puck in the net. You know what I'm saying? Huh? No, I mean, that's true. That's a truism. So, you were talking Celtics, and can I just say a couple things about the Celtics? In fact, we all should join in because we're just so weakened by this.
it's true.
Brutal.
And Glenn said this too, and he summed it up well. You can't lose 2 consecutive home playoff games when you're a Celtic coach in the same exact fashion. Up 20 points, third quarter, blow it in the fourth quarter, and lose both games, especially to the Knicks. But that series was, and never mind the Tatum injury, that series was decided on that second brutal loss.
Yeah, game 2. Game 2 is what really, and you still had a chance to come back in that series. You saw what happened in game 3, and then they pissed it away again in game 4. Same thing. It's not just that they did it twice in a row. They did it 3 times in 4 games.
Right.
Because when Tatum got hurt, I think they were down 7. They got the steal, and they go down 9. It's 3 minutes and change left in the game or whatever it is. They were going to lose that game. You saw the way it was trending. They were up, 16 at one point, 14, 16 or something like that. They did the same exact thing.
Carbon copy.
And yeah, I can kind of crush the players for it, but ultimately that's Joe Mazzulla's responsibility to make an adjustment, have a plan.
Right.
Hey, what is our backup plan if this isn't working? And they don't have one because he's so set on this. The most important stat in basketball is 3-point attempts. And that's bullshit.
Well, especially when you know that formula doesn't work in a particular situation twice in a row. When they're not hitting threes, if they're not hitting them on a 40% or 35%, then you got to go somewhere else. And by the way, basketball was a really great game before there were three-pointers. Penetrate the paint, you watch them. It's like the ring of death. All the players are circled around the three-point line waiting for something to happen. No one's driving toward the hoop. No one's dragging any defenders in there with them. Stupidity, and I blame Mazzulla for not being able to conquer it after one loss.
Aesthetically, you'd think hey, if you have more guys around the three-point line, you're going to have more opportunities to drive and make plays at the rim. But
you choose to.
They just don't choose to. Ugh. They don't want... They want all this space out there, and I go, well, what good is all the space if you're not going to take advantage of it? Because you're just creating the same situation that you used to have in the paint where there was, 7 or 8 guys just clogging up everything right around the paint. Now you have 7 or 8 guys clogging everything around the three-point line. So you've taken...
And you made the other job, the defense, easy. The job for the defenders easy because they know what you're going to do. They know where you're going to be.
It's just stupid.
I'm thinking who's the guy who bought the Celtics? What's his name?
Chisholm.
That's a cowboy name.
I got some chisholm stuck in my tooth.
Gross. What were you doing last night?
No, he's sitting there going, $6 billion.
Oh, yeah.
I could have bought 4 hockey teams. Awful. So anyway, the Celtics let us down, unlike in a fashion they've never done before. This was an embarrassing for the franchise. Lack of strategy, lack of proper coaching. Let's face it, Mazzulla. The corn oil. He was completely outcoached by Tom Thibodeau. Oh, anyway, on to the Red Sox, shall we?
They're fucking annoying, too.
Well, first of all,
there's your expert.
They've won 2 in a row as we speak today, and they're a 500 team. Let's just call it what it is. They're a 500 ball club, and you don't know what you're going to get in the bullpen. Sometimes they're good, like they were yesterday, or sometimes they're awful. I have a hard time following a team where, first of all, the players in general. What's this guy Juan Soto make? What's he got, a $750 million contract?
Yeah,
15 years. No, what is it? He's making $50 million a year, isn't it?
Wow.
It is. I'm trying to bring up his contract.
I think he makes $50+ million a year, and I don't know. He's good, but he's not. He doesn't knock my socks off.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Shohei Ohtani.
$50 million.
I think so. Isn't that what it is? $50 million a year. I can't relate to any of these players. I almost want to hate them. Because even though I love baseball and $51 million a year. Okay. So that's basically $1 million a week all year, even when he's not playing.
Man.
A week. All right. So who do you root for? I know. I root for Bregman. I think Bregman, even though he makes a lot of money.
$40 million a year.
He's all business, though. He really is. Did you know he was Jewish?
With a name like Bregman?
I don't know.
Kind of assumed.
You know some Jewish people.
1 or 2.
Alex, let me tell you a little bit about
You do, too. You've worked in media.
Everybody,
you know 1 or 2
everybody
Jewish
I know is Jewish, and that's great. It's fine with me. Alexander David Bregman, born March 30th, 1994, which was, it was about half a month before I got busted at the car wash in Vernon, Connecticut.
On 420?
So he wasn't even a month old, but I got popped at the car wash. But now he's playing, and he's good. Listen to this. As a high school sophomore at the Albuquerque Academy, try to spell Albuquerque. Go ahead.
No, thanks.
ALBUQU.
You right?
ER.
I think so. Albuquerque.
QUE.
QUE.
You know what? No one gives a shit.
Was I right? I give a shit now.
Yeah, close enough.
That was correct. Ben.
Close enough. I think I was right.
Close enough.
Ben was right.
Thank
Just
you.
take it and run with it.
Thank you,
it's
Bill.
Albuquerque, for God's sake. It's not Tucumcari.
For God's sakes. Is that what you're about to say?
As a high school sophomore.
Yeah.
All right. Bregman, David what's
Alexander David Bregman?
was that was in 2010,
Okay.
which is the year my son Will was born. Bregman became the first high school player to win the USA Baseball Player of the Year award. As a junior the following year, he batted .678.
Jesus.
678 while setting a New Mexico season record with 19 home runs. This is high school.
Yeah, they only play like 30 games, if that.
Unbelievable. He made the MLB club in 2016. Youngest member of Team USA. They won the gold medal. I mean, this guy's a player. Or as they say in baseball, he's a player. He comes to play, which I never understood why they would say that. Well, it's kind of repetitive. By the way, two things. We may be going national, which means that you
treat things.
If you continue to listen to this podcast, and we hope you will, and maybe tell all your friends. If we go national, there'll be a commercial before the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
So you'll have now. Can they fast forward through that?
Yeah.
The commercial will be there because that's a way.
15 plus 15 second.
We need the revenue. Why? So we can buy more of these. See this Planet Mikey mug?
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Yeah. We're going to buy a lot of them, and we're going to sell them right along with the Girl Scout cookies out in front of the market basket. The Planet Mikey podcast mug and other things. But if you hear those commercials, don't tune away. Just wait it out. They're usually, 30 seconds.
Commercials like
When you have nausea, heartburn,
Indigestion, upset stomach.
diarrhea.
Diarrhea. My favorite. So that's something when we go national that could be
Diarrhea, your favorite Rhea?
We'll still have
Just above Rhea Perlman?
no Maria. That song "My Maria" by R.B. Greaves. Remember that song?
I do. Yes, I do.
But the reason I bring this coffee cup up here is because I'm going to just mention another one of our fine sponsors, which is My Grandma's Coffee Cake. Undeniably.
yeah.
What a tie-in that was, huh?
That was pretty good.
Sure.
At EEI, it would have been grounds for dismissal. Grounds. I'll try to filter out all my coffee jokes.
You got a handle on that. You got a handle on that.
I'm coughing over here. All right, now, my grandma's coffee cake.
Stupid.
I know.
I love it.
My grandma's coffee cake is the best ever. Go to mygrandma.com.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, everybody loves them. I sent a cake over to the folks at Pro Automotive, and they loved it.
Oh, of course they
Jerry
did.
Thornton got his blueberry cake. Guess what? He loved it.
Yep.
No one ever has said, I didn't love that. I loved it a lot.
I can see Jerry Thornton sitting down with my grandma's coffee cake.
Yeah.
And some Sam Adams.
Yep. Together. At 4:00 in the morning
That's right.
for breakfast.
With his pants off.
All right, now we've decided, I think, collectively, haven't we, that we're going to make this podcast, even though it's the greatest podcast ever to come out of Sudbury, Massachusetts.
It's true.
We want to make it the greatest podcast ever to come out of Massachusetts. And so far, we're still in the running. There's some pretty bad podcasts out there, but we're not one of them.
That's right.
We try to keep your interest with topical and magnetic news stories and the like. And speaking of news, we also have great sound effects. Should I put on my news voice?
Go ahead.
A Lufthansa flight with 205 people on board went without a pilot for 10 minutes last year after the co-pilot fainted while he was alone in the cockpit. More about cockpits coming up. According to a new report from Spain's Accident Investigation Authority, or what they call it over there, Accidente Investigación Autoridad de España. The captain had briefly left the cockpit to use the lavatory, which is another word for shitter.
Yes,
When the co-pilot fainted during a flight from Frankfurt to Seville, Spain on February 17th, 2024. The report just came out. It was a year and a half ago. The agency is called CIAIAC, which is probably a palindrome. A total of 199 passengers and 6 crew members were aboard the Airbus at the time. So for 10 minutes, they were pilotless. and nobody knew it because one guy was in the shitter. The other guy fainted. And they didn't say if he fainted because the guy opened the door to the shitter.
Did he have the fish? Did they both have the fish? Is that what it was?
Was it on autopilot?
That's what I'm on right now. You know, that's what Adderall is. Autopilot.
Autopilot.
And I'm not on Adderall, by the way, and I'm against it. It's speed. Give me black beauties any day. And now this. A South Carolina resort says it already has a record 161 people signed up to run an annual 5K race with an unusual twist. Ooh. It's clothing optional. That's cute. The Carolina Foothills Resort, it's a nudist resort. By the way, you know how you can find the blind guy that lives in the nudist colony?
No.
It's not hard. It's in Spartanburg County. This year's Buck Creek Streak 5K already has a record high number of people registered for the June 14th race. We got to get down there for that.
The streak.
You can go anywhere and do a 5K, but you can't go anywhere and run a 5K naked, said Tom Crowder, who's got a giant sack. He sits on the board of directors with his giant ostrich egg nuts hanging so low they almost touch the floor.
That's how he got the gig, I think.
I don't know. I read this.
That was good.
I think it was on the bathroom wall. Anyway, he says if you go to the turkey trot and drop your drawers, you're probably going to get arrested. He's been through this before. This year's race offers an option to go the extra mile and run 7.3K in honor of the race founder who died at the age of 73 in 2017. Get over it. Registration includes, it says, a free lunch and a day pass to explore the clothing optional resort.
There you go.
Yeah, we should just go there and hang out. What do you think? And now this. Bruce Springsteen's criticisms of Donald Trump last week appear to have triggered the president even further. Have you heard any of this stuff?
Yeah.
Yep.
Douche. Now he's calling for an investigation of Bruce Springsteen and his endorsement of Kamala Harris, as well as other entertainers. Trump wrote on Truth Social, how much did Kamala Harris pay Bruce Springsteen for his poor performance during her campaign for president? Why did he accept that money if he's such a fan of hers? Isn't that a major and illegal campaign contribution? And what about Beyonce? And how much went to Oprah and Bono? Donald Trump is funny at times. He really is. Now, Oprah says her company, Harpo Productions, got $1 million.
Yeah.
But that was for production costs and for the people putting on the show. Oprah says, I didn't take any money. Well, she has $1 billion or so.
Yeah.
Oprah does. Why would she, $1 million to her is like $1 to you and me, right? But she still takes money, though, to make a presentation. I think that's wrong, don't you?
Well.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's all because of the considered as campaign contributions. Yeah.
Sometimes these people are greedy. I remember I tried to get Seals and Crofts to play at a bar mitzvah friend of mine, and they wouldn't do it.
Did you take them clubbing afterwards?
I said, could you guys get up there and do Hummingbird?
Fly away.
A content creator has been accused of contaminating a grocery store in New Hampshire with her urine.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
She filmed it. Kelly Tedford, arrested Friday, February 21st, after an anonymous person reported that she had posted several disturbing videos online. That's from the Keene Police Department.
That makes sense.
Keene, New Hampshire.
Post your law-breaking online.
In one of the clips seen by investigators, she appeared to be contaminating foods at a local business with her urine. She was charged with criminal mischief, and it's a Class B felony. Oof. The Monadnock Food Co-op said in a statement, we were informed by the police department of the incident where an individual attempted to contaminate products in our store with their urine.
Oh, man.
That'll piss you off. But what was her point, though? I mean, why would you do that? I can understand that you're getting back at somebody, so you contaminate, their dog with your urine.
It's kids these days.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm kidding. Come on. Who would do that?
You, I think.
No. All right, now in a
monkey killer.
I didn't piss on him. I starved him to death.
I was going to say, you would have stayed warm in that.
Hey, he didn't
Frigid
starve.
apartment.
Believe me, I can show. How do I know he didn't starve? Because nothing but monkey feces all over my rug in that apartment. He ate a lot, and he ate a full banana one time, and then he threw up onto his arms, his little hairy arms. He was a capuchin monkey. He threw up the banana, and then he re-ate it. He re-ate the banana. When was the last time you used the term re-ate?
It's been a while.
He re-ate the banana off his arms, that little Gilligan, you little shit.
Oh, man.
Now,
He's still holding it for for the monkey.
in a related story to the last story, a Pennsylvania woman is facing multiple charges after police say she admitted to defecating on the hood of another person's car during a road rage dispute, and she has no regrets. According to TMZ, newly released court documents reveal Christina Solometo, now dubbed the Delco Pooper, was arrested Thursday after allegedly taking revenge on another driver in an unsanitary and unusual way. Authorities say Salameto told officers it was a, quote, clean poop
A clean poop.
that didn't even require toilet paper. Following the incident, I saw the video. It looked more like, honestly, gravy, diarrhea gravy. Awful. Police say the dispute escalated after the driver called Salameto a derogatory name. Yeah, like car pooper.
Yeah.
Prompting her to express her anger in a bizarre and illegal fashion. She told the police, I wanted to punch her in the face, but I pooped on her car instead and went home.
Oh, man.
Charges now include indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, criminal mischief, harassment, and depositing waste on the highway. She pulled in the car dealer, tried to get rid of the car. How much you want for that piece of shit? Okay, now, should we turn... Oh, no, wait, I got one more news story. Ready? I love the news. If I was prettier, I'd be on TV instead of David Muir. By the way, have you ever seen an anchor look more uncomfortable behind the desk? He always has like he doesn't know where to hold on to the desk. He's terrible. A roughly 30-acre property on the island of Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts, where former President Barack Obama and his family spent a number of summer vacations, went on sale for how much?
30 acres?
30 acres on Martha's Vineyard, where Barack Obama lived, though. It makes it special.
$1 billion.
40 acres and a mule?
It's a house. It's not a country.
13 million.
39 million.
That's what I said. 39 million.
You got 1/3 of the house. You can stay in the guest quarters.
Oh, I don't want to end up dead like his chef.
The median,
Was it his chef that was killed?
the median price of a single-family home in Martha's Vineyard was $1.7 million. Bill Clinton summered there, though, and Spike Lee has a house there, so that raises it up.
Yeah.
Now the Obama thing, $39 million. Whoa.
Yeah.
It's known as the Blue Heron Farm. 7,000 square foot house. Wraparound porch. Looks on a rolling lawn. The guest house has 5 bedrooms. There's also staff housing, a 150-year-old barn that they relocated from Pennsylvania because it was quaint.
Well, yeah.
A waterfront boathouse where people, if you can cook, you can also dive on that boat. They have a tennis court, and they have an equestrian riding rings for horses. So, now my question to you is, how does a guy serve as President of the United States and come out of office when he goes in with no money and comes out and able to buy a $39 million house?
It's one of life's big mysteries, Mike.
The Qataris offered him a gift and the media didn't report on it?
Yeah.
That's probably how
They
they
don't
think.
have a
be.
plane there. They don't have a plane.
Have you checked his ass?
And now a heartwarming story.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I doubt it.
Yeah. See, what we're trying to do now that we're going national is to make this podcast closer to an hour. And I can do that with just pure bullshit, as you guys know.
And now a heartwarming story
But I
from
keep
Talking
Mike
about this
Adams.
podcast going national as if
I-
you could listen to it anywhere in the world.
No. I'm talking national. Okay, not just national. National.
Ah.
Have you ever heard of
You can hear
Bobbie?
it. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you have any dog sound effects?
I do.
Can I hear one?
Yeah.
You do have. Everything's at your fingertips. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's no boogers on those fingers, I'll tell you what. Everything is just prompt. Have you ever heard? Okay, that's good. Okay. Buddy. This is a story of Bobbie the Wonder Dog.
Oh.
True story. Okay, just so you know, this is not a story I made up. This is actual happened.
Mm-hmm.
Born in 1921, died in 1927. What's special about Bobbie the Wonder Dog? Well, he was well acclaimed, including in the Guinness Book of World Records, for walking 2,551 miles to return home to Silverton, Oregon. Seems his family was out in Indiana visiting people. They had a dog with him, and he got attacked by, or some other dogs came after him, and he ran away. Indiana. And they lost him. They couldn't find him, and they left. They went back home to Oregon, the family. Sad, heartbroken.
Oh.
Then, months later, this is unbelievable. 6 months later, as a matter of fact, February 1924, he showed up in Oregon at their house, having walked 2,551 miles, average of 14 miles per day. He returned to Silverton, and he became extremely famous, and for good reason. And it was documented people along the way who had fed and sheltered Bobbie the Wonder Dog.
Isn't that nice?
They wrote about him. He crossed the mountains and the Great Continental Divide in the dead of winter, and he came through snowstorms. He was fed along the way. They found him he was at a hobo camp. There was people who apparently, he was able to follow his family's scent in the right direction.
I think there's more to it as well. I think there's like a mental thing going on with the dog, like one of those things.
That's uncanny.
Yeah.
It's anyway. So, they had a woman who took care of him along the way, fed him, and then he took off and helped him recover from serious leg and paw injuries. But can you imagine 2,500 miles in 6 months, gets home somehow, and he's a dog. He's not going to say, "I need directions. Can I use your bathroom and your map?"
He became a movie star.
Isn't it unbelievable?
Bobbie
the Wonder Dog.
Yeah.
Now, we love Buddy. Buddy's our resident studio dog.
Wonder dog, yeah.
That's Smitty's dog. Tremendous, fabulous dog. But can you imagine how sad you'd be if you lost him in Indiana and then he came back home? You'd be happy when he got home.
Oh, yeah.
You lost him.
But, there's the thing that Buddy does, and my other dog did this too. What happened recently, I'm upstairs watching TV. The TV is loud.
Yeah.
No, it's not loud, but it's loud. It's filling up. There's a lot of noise in the room. Buddy's on the carpet sleeping. He's out cold. And there's all this noise in the room from the TV. Suddenly he perks up and he growls. I'm thinking, okay. But then he goes over to the window, and out there is a coyote.
I was going to say Bobbie the Wonder Dog.
No, yes, Bobbie the Wonder Dog came home, but suddenly I'm thinking, how did he know that the coyote couldn't have smelled him, would not have heard him? But this has happened more than once.
Yeah,
but
they have a sixth sense.
I think so. The animals communicate
like Bruce
that.
Willis.
But I think they also communicate with our humans sometimes.
By the way, Bruce Willis has a lot of issues now.
He didn't have this.
No, the kid did.
Yeah.
Right.
Spoiler alert: Bruce Willis was dead.
He's dead? Oh,
in the movie.
No. I sat next to him at a Celtics game. It was 2 seats away from Bruce Willis, and he had a baseball hat on and glasses. I didn't even recognize him. Anyway, Bobbie the Wonder Dog, huh? Look it up. It's B-O-B. By the way, it's B-O-B-B-I-E. It's not B-O-B-B-Y. Like Bobby Knight. Now, how much do you guys think you know about Boston Harbor? Let's find out.
I don't think I know a lot about Boston
We have a
Harbor.
quiz?
Okay.
We're going to have a musical quiz coming up, too.
Great.
Boston Harbor. What do you know? There are 34 islands in the Boston Harbor. I want to see if you guys can name 5 of them.
Carson. I'm thinking
Carson?
I'm thinking Carson Beach.
There's
Never mind.
no such island.
Deer Island?
Yes. Well, did you not look at your computer, you cheating bastard?
No, I have our thing up right here. Look.
Okay. All right. Deer Island, you said? That's the buck stops here. Don't. Deer Island is one of them. Yes.
Castle Island?
Castle.
Yes, and it's since been filled in, so it's now an isthmus or a peninsula. Yeah, that's 2.
Yep.
Good.
There's a camp out there. I've forgotten.
Is Hull technically an island?
How can we not know these? Hull, no.
No, Hull's not an island.
No. You're not going to get these. I know you.
Nope, it's not going to happen.
Okay, so you never heard of Bumpkin Island?
Bumpkin? No.
Button Island?
I've heard of Button.
Okay,
I
so
don't know
you've
where
heard
it
of that
is.
one.
Yeah, I don't know what they do out there, but
Have you heard of Little Calf Island?
no.
Little Calf. What is that? Like a veal? Is that what that is? I'll get a little calf tonight, please. You know what they call. You know what you call a cow abortion? Decaffeinated.
Oh man, Jesus!
You never heard that one?
Thanks for that, Mike.
Sorry. How about Moon Island?
No.
Moon.
I got a picture of that. Ready?
Moon Island.
Wider than a mile. Snake Island. You didn't see? You guys failed this test, and I would have failed it too. I printed it out, so I knew the answers. But there's 34 islands in the Boston Harbor, and we know 2 or 3 of them.
Wow. I wonder if people live out
Dude,
there.
I was just going to ask, does anyone live in Boston Harbor?
Yeah, the guy does the shore ferry, to the shore place where he dumped up all the poop. He lives out there. He's got a nice place out there, a little lighthouse.
Yes, a small community of residents, primarily summer residents, lives on Pettix Island in Boston
Pettix,
Harbor.
that's another one. Yeah.
There are about 24 cottages on the island, tracing back to 1887.
Pettix.
How about that?
All right, you guys, now that you know nothing about Boston Harbor.
No.
That's correct.
We're gonna do a little trivia about the Standells and their song about the Boston Harbor.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Dirty Water. And by the way, just so you know, they're not from Boston. The guys that did that
The
band.
Standells.
L.A.,
Really? California band.
Los Angeles band. And what happened was
Okay, go ahead.
the Standells keyboardist, Larry Tamblyn, who still to this day spends hours every day playing on his organ. He's the source on this. The local interest, the lyrics of Dirty Water, down by the river, frustrated women,
Yep.
got to be home by 12 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah.
The song has a passing mention of these Boston University women's curfew. They're the ones that have to be in at a certain time.
Yep.
The Boston Strangler, and it was based on the fact that one of the guys in the band got mugged down by the Charles River.
Lovers, muggers, and thieves.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what inspired the song, which became a big hit in 1966.
Wow.
The summer of that year, it was very, very big, and now, of course, it's huge because it's played after each Red Sox or Boston team's wins.
Yeah.
They played in the arena. It's cute. It's an L.A. band, and it's about muggers and thieves and girls that can't put out because they're in their rooms, and it's about a weird thing. So, when you hear the Dirty Water song, don't ever think, some Boston guy wrote that. No, it didn't happen that way.
Wow.
Okay? And I just gave you the history of it.
Over the years, we've claimed ownership of it.
I don't know. Did you say this? Liverpool plays it after their song games too?
Yes, Liverpool plays it because John
Henry
Henry bought the team.
Oh.
And he's boring.
Boring.
Let's do the same thing we do with the Red Sox.
Thank you, fellas.
And some
I
ways,
actually like John Henry. Fuck that.
somehow, some way, though, they got to get this entire Sweet Caroline thing permanently out.
Terrible.
They got to give Fenway Park a Sweet Caroline enema, and so that you may never hear it again.
It's time to go, yeah.
It belongs to a different generation of Red Sox fans now. It's been around. It's like Tessie.
What was the single that the Standells released before Dirty Water?
I think it was Squeeze My Grunion.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Spell Grunion.
Wasn't a hit, though.
It
Wasn't a
was
hit.
Don't Say Goodbye.
But you know who's always a hit on the podcast? How many minutes have we done so far?
38 minutes.
That's it?
38, yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's a sweet spot.
we got to get Joe and Jerry in here.
Yeah.
And see what they do with Dirty Water.
All right.
Can we do that?
Do
Joe? Jerry?
Do they know the song?
Joe? Jerry? I'm going to tell you a story, Joe. I want to tell you about my town. I'm going to tell you a big fat story, baby. It's all about my town. Yeah, down by the river, down by the banks of the River Charles. I call it Chuck. That's what happens. That's where you'll find me. Oh, wait, my turn. That's where you'll find me, bitches. Along with lovers and muggers and thieves. Yeah, but they're all cool people, Joe. But I love that Dirty Water. Can you believe it? Oh, Boston, you're my home. Oh, You're the number one place, Beantown.
Frustrated women, Joe. I mean, the frustrated, they got to be in by 12 o'clock. That's why I like to get in by 12 o'clock myself.
But I'm wishing and I'm hoping, that just once these doors weren't locked.
Pants were locked, too. Got it, Joe? Her pants were locked.
But I love that dirty water. Oh, Boston, you're my home. Can you believe it?
Oh, yeah. Now what do we do, Joe?
We could talk a little bit here, Troop.
Yeah, we hardly ever get a chance to talk anymore.
Yeah, since they kicked your fat ass off the air.
That hurts, Joe. That was a hurtful comment, Joe.
Troop, I'm just kidding. You know I love you. And I love that dirty water.
Boston.
Good night, everybody.